Okay, in this second part of multiplying fractions, okay, we are going to understand the importance of simplification of whole numbers and how it relates to multiplying fractions. Okay, so a whole number, whole number 1 in a fraction form can also be written as 3 over 3, 5 over 5, 17 over 17. And why is this important? I will go through this later. So, how do we simplify 6 over 6? Yes, 6 and 6 are the same numbers. So, they belong to the same times table. Which timetable? 6 times table. So, 6 divide by 6. What you do to the numerator, you must do to the denominator. 6 divided by 6 is 1 over 1, which equals to 1 whole. Okay, we shall do another example. In this example, we have 21 over 21. 21 over 21 belongs to the 21 timetable. So, and they are the same number, so we take 21 divide by 21. What we do to the numerator, we must do to the denominator, and likewise. 21 divided by 21 is 1. 21 divided by 21 is 1. In simplification of fractions, we simplify top and bottom. Top being numerator by denominator. And this is also a must to understand. Okay, here we have multiplication of fractions. Okay, rule number 1, the denominator does not need to be the same in multiplication of fractions, only in addition or subtraction of fractions. Okay, so in this case, we have 3 over 5 times 5 over 8. Okay, before we multiply the numerators and the denominators, we are going to simplify the fractions. Okay, 3 over 5 cannot be simplified. 5 over 8 cannot be simplified. But if you see, in the rule of multiplication of fractions, 5 here at the denominator and 5 here at the numerator can be simplified. In an earlier example, simplification, what you do to the numerator must be done to the denominator, and what you do to the denominator must be done to the numerator. So if you see 5 here and 5 here, and you see a multiplication sign, you can simplify. If you, again I repeat, if you see 5 in the denominator and you see 5 in the numerator, because they belong to the same times table, 5 times table, you can simplify. So let's start. Okay, 5 divide by 5 is 1. What you do to the numerator, you must do to the denominator. 5 divide by 5 is 1. So, as you can see here, I have simplified 5 and 5 into 1. So, let's multiply the fraction. 3 times, before we multiply the fraction, let's write it down again, okay? So, we have 3 over 1 times 1 over 8. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 8 is 8. So we have 3 over 8. Okay, I apologize for the screen moving. Okay, so anyways, that answer was 3 over 8. In another example, 3 over 7 times 2/3, 2 over 3. Step number 1. Because this is multiplication of fractions, we do not care if the denominator is the same. This is a proper fraction and this is another proper fraction. Okay, so let's start. Okay, what do we notice? We notice that 3 in the numerator here and 3 in the denominator here are the same. So they can be simplified by the same number. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 2 and 7, numerator and denominator cannot be simplified. 1 and 7, 2 and 1 cannot be simplified. Okay, so we shall rewrite the fraction. This is now, after division, is 1 over 7 times 2 over 1. Let's multiply the fractions. In multiplying proper fractions, you multiply the numerators. 1 times 2 is 2. You multiply the denominators. 7 times 1 is 7. And you have 2 over 7. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this example of multiplication of fractions. Let's see if there's any place we can simplify. Okay, as you know, you always need to simplify the denominator and the numerator. So here you can see 2 and 9 cannot be simplified. 5 and 5 can be. 2 and 5, numerator, denominator cannot be simplified. 5 and 9, numerator, denominator cannot be simplified. Okay, so let's do a quick one. 2 over 5 times 5 over 9. Alright. So let's see. 5 and 5. Yes, you divide by 5. As both 5 belong to the 5 times table. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. And now we multiply the fractions. So we have 2 times 1 over 1 times 9, which is 2 over 9. Let's look at another quick fraction. 4 over 7 times 3 over 4. Yes, we need to find a way to simplify this and this. Okay, so 4 and 4 both belong to the 4 times table. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Okay, so now we multiply the fraction. 1 times 3 is 3. And now we multiply the denominators. 7 times 1 is 7. Alright, so let me revise the steps. Step 1, in multiplication of fraction, the denominators do not need to be the same. Step 2, we simplify the fractions. We can either simplify top and bottom this way, or top and bottom this way, or top and bottom this way. Okay, and then step 3, we multiply the numerators and then over multiplying the denominators and write the answer. Okay, let me show you another example in which we have same numbers, but what should we do? Okay, so for example, 5 over 6 cannot be simplified. 1 over 6 cannot be simplified. 6 is in the denominator, and 6 in this fraction is in the denominator. Can we simplify this way? No. Remember, simplification can only happen if there is a numerator and a denominator. This way. or this way. Okay, we cannot simplify this. So what do? We just multiply the numerators. 5 times 1, 5. 6 times 6. Then we multiply the denominators. 6 times 6, 36. And we cannot simplify 5 over 36. So we have 5 over 36 as the answer.